this is Linda from Talent TV Productions. We're here at the LAIFF Awards again, and I'm with Daniel. He actually wrote and directed Harmless, which was nominated for Best Ensemble Cast. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so basically it's an idea that me and my producer came up with, and so I wrote it and directed it. And it's sort of about pop culture and how girls maybe can get influenced by it, and ultimately about like a mother's fear of what that might cause to happen in her daughters,
Well, that explains your beautiful cast right there.
It does.
I thought that was just your entourage you travel with all the time.
No, yeah, they're in the movie.
So tell us then, I guess, what was your process like as a writer, director? Where did this come from?
Well, we had a really basic idea of just about these sort of demonic girls, that was our basic idea, and then I worked from there, and I like to think about what kind of scenes I want to have in a movie, what kind of scary scenes, or what do I want the character arcs to be, where do I want it to be going, or what's the point of the story.
And did you start, say, is this something, so is it like, okay, I want to write this story, so now here are all the things I want to write, or do you have some of these characters that maybe you've thought about, like years ago, and then you kind of add into this character, or into your story? Did that make sense?
Yeah, I think, I guess it depends. Sometimes I think about, I have different visuals come into my mind, because I knew I was going to be directing it also, and I know, like, oh, I want to have that in there and that in there. But I think I don't feel like a script is finished until I feel like the main characters started somewhere and ended somewhere else. They have some sort of journey. So.
I guess what I was asking you is more like...
I didn't answer the question at all.
No, but it's only maybe because I didn't... my question's kind of a little bit random and off, but what I'm saying is, like, sometimes I would, like, for example, I may have ideas of characters, or I meet somebody and I'm like, oh, I'm going to write this down for a future thing in the script. I'm not a writer, but I'm just wondering, as a writer, do you ever incorporate things, that you're thinking about? So for this specific story, was there ever like a character you wanted to write and then it just sort of happened with Harmless? Or was it kind of like, I'm going to write Harmless and then everything is kind of fresh from once you decided you want to write this story?
I think, yeah, I definitely do that a lot. For this movie, I think mostly maybe the character of the mother, I incorporated my mom into it. But I hope she doesn't take any offense to that. But and other ways I've seen mothers interact with their daughters. So
as a writer-director, did you also have a hand in the casting?
Yeah.
So what kind of advice would you give writers and directors when you are looking for, because as a writer and director, you have the voice, do these girls, your cast, do they sound like what you had in your mind and that's why you cast them, or do they bring something different?
Yeah, they're really good, and I knew that I was going to like them. But you always have to change your perception a little bit to the actors that you're dealing with. It's never going to be exactly as it is in your mind. But after working with the actors for a little while, you kind of forget what you had before, and learn to love what you've got. So
great. Well, we're definitely excited to watch Harmless. Do you have a next project coming up that we can?
Yeah, I want to. I'm working on a science fiction script right now, so maybe we'll see you back here for that.
Great. So this is Daniel again with Harmless. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck.